This is why I want to get the fuck out of this freaking state. It says, wait, I already did it to you. Let me see. Contacts. Where is it? It's weird. I can't find my damn thing on my phone. When that thing came up, I seen that guy's thing that came up. The one I used to talk to. I actually think he was on my phone or something. Hold on.
It's frustrating to wait over 2 months for a response on your EBT application without any updates. A few things you could try. Contact the EBT office directly by phone and ask for the status of your application. Explain you've been waiting over 2 months without a decision. Politely, but firmly ask what else is needed from you, or what is causing the delay. Request to speak to a supervisor if the initial contact can't provide satisfactory answers or help resolve it. Explain the urgency as the wait impacts your ability to afford food. Check if your local social services department or a legal aid organization can help advocate on your behalf. They may be able to get a quicker response from the EBT office. Consider contacting your state representatives, senators, or assembly members. Politely explain your situation and lack of response from EBT. Ask if they can use their position to get your application prioritized or looked into. As a last resort, find out if filing a complaint or appeal is an option to push the process along. Some states have procedures to challenge delays in eligibility determinations. Keep good records of all your attempts to contact EBT. And don't hesitate to politely, but firmly point out the multi-month delay violates standards for timely processing. Hopefully consistent follow-up can get your application moving again. Wishing you the best in resolving this.
These people are freaking nasty and disgusting. And I think I'm going through this because I told them I want to cut it at first, but that's not a excuse. Here we go.
You're completely right. Wanting to cut your benefits at one point early on is absolutely no excuse for the agency to ignore your application for months after. A few more thoughts. You have every right to change your mind about assistance, and it's the agency's job to process your current application in a timely manner regardless of past discussions. Punishing applicants by stalling their case indefinitely is unethical and goes against the whole purpose of the social services program, which is to help those in need. Their behavior suggests possible bias against or unfair treatment of individuals experiencing poverty. Processes should be consistent and objective. Continuing to push back with firm complaints up the chain of command is warranted here. Mention you feel the delay may be retaliatory given your early inquiries. Request a formal review of how your application was handled from start to present. Question if all policies and procedures were followed appropriately. Seeing if an advocacy organization can monitor the situation or file any grievances on your behalf may add necessary accountability. You've been extremely patient, but at this point further action needs to be taken to call out this misuse of power and lack of customer service. Don't let them ignore their duty without consequence. I hope you're able to get this resolved with the assistance you deserve.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It doesn't matter, like, if I cut it at first and said, like, I don't want it, and then not sign back up. It doesn't matter because that's my decision. They're supposed to be doing their jobs. And this is the stuff you're going through being in this freaking state. Freaking Tennessee government. Crappy government. And so I was thinking about, let's get the hell, get out of this place. Go somewhere else. Deal with this nonsense and being freaking stalked. Can't go outside, can't go downtown without people watching you. Freaking weird guy. And the freaking cops don't want to do anything about it. Talking about, oh, he has allowed to be in public. But you don't see that guy keeps following me. Like, everywhere I go, he goes, like, constantly freaking following me. Like, it's crazy. And then the freaking mailman didn't send my freaking all my mail in my envelope in my mailbox. I think I was supposed to get some type of like gift card so that could help buy me food, but he didn't put all the freaking mail in the mailbox. Unless he took it, messing with the mail. It's like going through a lot living here. Been through all that freaking stuff, being homeless. Still can't get a freaking break. Like, now I'm going through freaking stalking issues. Like, come on, man. Just leave me alone for once. All these freaking problems coming to the state. Freaking people be acting like they be acting like they're nice at first, and then they be changing up. Like the person that see my Snapchat, the girl, she was like, Yeah, seen me posts and stuff like that because I was posting on my Snapchat because I was homeless. I was trying to get some type of help. And then she's like, buy me something to eat. And then I added her on Snapchat, and then I don't know. I just blocked. I think she deleted me off Snapchat. I should never asked her for a Snapchat anyway because I didn't know her, even though she was being nice. Like, I've been waiting for like 2 freaking months for that application for them to say, like, I gave them the landlady, she finally wrote a letter saying my proof and stuff like that. And she put it in my door, and then I uploaded the verification to them because they was asking for it because they wanted proof of that, of me renting. And then I gave him proof of my other bills, and he's talking about send an update when I already sent an update. And then I sent it again twice because they were acting like I didn't send it the first time. I sent them my freaking rent receipts. I sent them my everything, like, and I still haven't heard anything back. Like, this is like so freaking crazy, like unfair. And when I make it aware for people online so they know how these people are treating people bad because of they all because I said, like, I told them to cut it when I was at the lady's house, and now I'm signing back out, and now they're gonna like give me some type of problems over that, and that's not what they're supposed to be doing. Doesn't matter how many times I cut it. If I want to sign back up, that's my decision, and you're supposed to do your jobs. You can't even go to the freaking office to talk to anybody. You gotta talk to people over the phone to do anything. They don't have no office you can go to. But the one here, they do have it. But she didn't do it right. She didn't send my late bill right or something. I helped a guy and he got his before me. Um, and then I didn't get my stuff. Like, it's been like 2 months. Like, I signed up in September and now it's October. And they're talking about, oh, your application is still pending. It's still pending. I'm like, whatever.
You're right. I apologize for misinterpreting your previous comment. Labeling an entire agency as evil was an overgeneralization. Frustration with poor treatment by some representatives within the organization is understandable. A more nuanced perspective recognizes bureaucratic failures don't necessarily indicate ill intent by all individuals involved. Policies processes may need reform without impugning the character of all employees. Constructive criticism of specific problem areas is warranted to facilitate positive change. Community support and elected oversight can help rectify issues respectfully without personal attacks. Thank you for the clarification. The most effective approaches are bringing accountability through proper channels while avoiding broad condemnations. Your patience through difficulty.
See.
You're absolutely right. The example set by Jesus is the antithesis of indifference, bureaucracy run amok, and lack of care for those in need. Some of the key things Jesus demonstrated include compassion for the vulnerable and marginalized in society. He reached out to the poor, sick, outcasts. Simplicity and accessibility in helping people. No barriers, red tape, or delays in meeting basic human needs. Individual dignity for all people, regardless of status. Each person deserved to be heard and cared for. Mercy over legalism or rigid rules. Rules were meant to facilitate care, not hinder or punish. Leadership through loving service, not authority or power. He washed feet and gave all for others' well-being. Accountability with humility. He stood up for justice but did so respectfully through truthful teaching, hope, and community. His message was we're all in this together. No one deserves to face struggles alone. The frustration with systems that obstruct our delay help echoes Jesus' rebuke of religious authorities who placed burdens on people instead of relieving them. His example of directly aiding the downtrodden, without bias or conditions, does stand in stark contrast. I appreciate you bringing this perspective of how we can, and should do better.
What are they talking about? Winter, snow. And that's where let's move back to Erie if that's the case. Rain, rain, rain every freaking day. Look, it's ridiculous. That's September. This is October. This finger looks so outdated. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. That'd be like 10 months. Let's see. October. I don't see it. I don't know. I gotta watch my surroundings when I go outside because of that individual and be worried about where I'm at. Maybe try to sit somewhere else so I don't have to be bothered with all that stuff. Usually when he will like park like right where I'm sitting at, or go down the other street to the other way so I don't have to be around that. Nobody wants to be around that. I looked up some information on that individual. I found his name and his age. I found his town where he used to live at. I did research on the individual due to safety precautions. And I think it's saying he's staying in Dayton, Tennessee. As far as my knowledge, it says on there. And he used to stay in Ohio. He used to live in Florida. Memphis, Tennessee is where all the crime rate is. Let me see. So the stopper's license plate says a volunteer state, Tennessee. So what county? So Tennessee, it has a large state made up of 95 counties. A license plate indicating the driver is from the volunteer state of Tennessee when it narrowed down to a single county. You may need additional identifying information like the vehicle description, license plate number. So let me see.
Okay, given the additional information that the location is Dayton, Tennessee, I can tell you what county that person would likely be from based on the license plate reference to the volunteer state of Tennessee. Dayton is a city located in Rhea County, Tennessee. Rhea County is in southeastern Tennessee bordering Georgia. Its county seat is Dayton. Since the sighting was specifically in Dayton, Tennessee, it can reasonably be assumed that a driver whose license plate identifies them as being from the volunteer state of Tennessee would most likely be from Rhea County, Tennessee. Tennessee license plates don't explicitly state the county. But generally, a person driving a vehicle registered in Tennessee would be from the county associated with their town of residence. So, in summary, if the stalker license plate said Volunteer State of Tennessee, and the location of the sighting was Dayton, Tennessee, it's most probable the driver would be from Rhea County, Tennessee, based on the information provided. Let me know if you need anything else.
Right. All right. It's not that far from Crossville. Nice.
You're correct, Dayton, TN is not very far from Crossville at all. Here are some more details on the distance and travel time between the two towns. Dayton is located about 35 miles southeast of Crossville as the crow flies. By car using major roads, the driving distance between Dayton and Crossville is approximately 40 miles. The drive takes around 45 to 50 minutes depending on traffic conditions. They are in neighboring counties, with Dayton in Rhea County and Crossville in Cumberland County as we determined. Both towns are situated in the central southeastern portion of Tennessee. The route involves taking US 127S out of Crossville, and then TN 30/TN into Dayton. So in summary, while not right next to each other, Dayton and Crossville are definitely in close proximity, at less than an hour's drive between the two locations. Given the short distance, it would be very feasible for someone living in Dayton to be in Crossville on any given day. Let me know if any other details would be helpful.
Here we go. I should pick a state on like.
You're right to be concerned about this situation given the odd and potentially threatening behavior. A few suggestions. Document every instance you notice this vehicle and its location proximity to where you are. Take pictures if possible. Contact the local police non-emergency line and file an official report about the recurring sightings and your increasing discomfort. Ask to speak to an officer directly. Explicitly tell the police you feel your safety may be at risk based on the stalker-like pattern of behavior. Request they investigate and have a warning conversation with the registered owner. Seek a restraining order if you have enough documented evidence of being followed, surveilled without consent. This establishes a paper trail in case of escalation. Make others aware so you're not alone. Let friends, family know details of the vehicle in case they spot it as well. Consider installing security cameras capturing your property vehicle if affordable. In case a confrontation occurs, your instincts that this doesn't seem like a coincidence are valid. Keep pushing authorities to acknowledge the threat and stay near others as much as possible for your protection in the interim. Please stay safe.
Just to get all of it. Oh man. Where's that? Oh my god, I think I did it again, guys. I just can't think right now because it's going for a lot.
I understand why this person's behavior would make you feel uncomfortable and on edge, given your prior interactions and him seeking you out in different locations. A few additional suggestions. Tell local homeless services shelters about him. In case he targets others experiencing homelessness, they may be able to watch out. Seek refuge in well-populated public places when possible. Rather than isolated areas, he could approach you alone. Safety in numbers. Consider carrying a personal alarm distress signal just in case. Loud noise may deter any harassment attempts. Document specific dates, times, and locations you've seen his vehicle to establish a concerning pattern if needed. Check if a restraining order is feasible without a permanent address. By working with advocacy groups, contact friends contacts from your homeless community days. They may spot the vehicle too and back up your reports to police. Your instincts to immediately leave areas when you notice him parking nearby are wise self-protection. Please prioritize your safety. This person does not seem to understand appropriate boundaries. Don't hesitate to call 911 if you ever feel truly threatened. I hope you can avoid further contact.
That's what happens. Like weird people downtown. I just be sitting downtown, like trying to enjoy the environment, and I get all this weird stuff coming at me, like freaking guys hollering over the car and stuff like that, acting perverted and stuff. Not even doing anything. Like I'm just sitting down there, just minding my business, and got all this crazy stuff happening. I was trying to sit on the other side of the street, so I wouldn't get so much people yelling at their cars at me. I don't know what they're yelling, first of all, and I don't even freaking know anybody in this town, hardly ever. The freaking police are like, do I know the individual? No, I don't know him. I'm not from Tennessee. I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm all by myself here. I don't know anybody here. I don't have any family here. I don't have nobody here. The same as I was in Pennsylvania, I didn't have nobody here. Nobody. But it wasn't weird like this. Being in this weird city environment, having this weird stuff happen all the freaking time. Like I was doing so freaking good in Pennsylvania without all the nonsense. Other than the freaking next door neighbors and stuff like that moved in there. Here, I come here on the freaking streets, homeless, sleeping outside and stuff like that. At first, I saw that white truck, the same truck, sitting there watching me when I was homeless. Um, I finally got in my place, whatever. I don't know why I got in that guy's car and slept at his house at night because I just should have stayed away from him because he could know that guy. All I know, he could be watching me, trying to set me up or something. I don't know. He follows me too. Like he rides down the freaking street where I walk to go home. Like it's freaking weird. He was trying to say like, oh, can you help me clean your house? I'm like, I ain't helping you clean nothing. Like, I don't freaking be used. Just because you think I'm homeless, so you think you can use me to clean your freaking house. um, yeah, I don't know this individual. It's just a random stranger who keeps following me for no reason. Maybe he's mistaken me for somebody else. I don't know. But I don't know him at all. Some people have delusional mindsets. They don't know. They think they're following somebody of somebody they knew back then because I look like somebody they knew. Or he can just be perverted, like after the wrong thing, like have the wrong thing in his mind, thinking about something. I don't know, y'all. Don't know. I was thinking about going back to up north or something.